Hello, welcome to the Red Snow AMA, the Ask Me Anything. I'm Dean Mason, I'm the Fed Head, aka the Butcher, and alongside me is my bitch, who I did have a leash for, but I'm not sure where I put it.
I'm Trev, aka Sarp, aka Gay Boy, aka Wanger,
Mother.
aka all these other names.
He likes to play females. I'm not sure if that plays into his dress-up thing at home or what.
Aesop's not a female. Well, he has
Well,
got long hair.
he's got the tits. I designed this, so I know he's got the tits. Go on then, man. Let's fire away. This is the second time we're doing this. The first one was awesome. It's about 25 minutes long, and we lost the footage, so we're gonna have to keep this down a little bit. So we're not gonna do all the questions.
The first one was amazing and Oscar worthy, so this one's gonna be shitter. But you know, it is what it is. So here we go.
I'll cry later.
So this is the Ask Me Anything. We've got some questions here. So first up is
Jack.
Beg. What has been your favourite storyline thus far in the volume?
Well, deja vu. I think anything involving Junkrat, it's been funny, it's been interesting. I really enjoyed the evolution of the character into a comedy character where he probably didn't start that way. Alex has written that himself actually, so he just put these questions in for himself because he must know. Like he's so much feedback response for it. He must think, oh, he's just gonna say me.
Yeah, I've seen some other questions. I think he has done that.
It is. It's the Alex Clark Show. Welcome to the Alex Clark Show. I'm your host.
Welcome to the Alex Clark Show,
Yeah.
the gayest show on TV.
I think he's still got his beard and all that. I don't quite fit. Sorry, mate, but we'll do our best. Go on then.
I saw on Facebook you recently got a new boyfriend. So.
He did. He's having threesomes and all sorts of.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
That
straight.
was a bit weird, isn't it? I thought. Right.
He's from Georgia, so he's a bit funky.
Yeah, I see why you wanted a threesome with another bloke there. It wasn't a good kind of threesome, was it?
Not the good kind.
It wasn't a gentleman's threesome.
No, the gentleman's threesome.
Right, Luke Storm, Lena the Painter.
Good old Lena.
Which of the starting roster for this volume do you think had the most potential that's no longer with us?
Who did I say last time? Do you remember?
Yeah, me.
Oh yeah, Infamous. Oops. Yeah, Infamous. I think that's a fair shout.
Yeah.
Loads of places to go with that character. Loads of theme ideas for the faceless woman, or whatever the hell she.
It wasn't even a woman
was.
really. It was a non.
Didn't like the poser though.
No, it was quite hard.
Trying to obscure the face was really difficult.
I thought I quite liked the poser. I don't think it
You
was
did.
that bad.
Oh, I did. But then I'm a perfectionist.
But it was quite hard to obscure a face.
You'll kind of take what you're given.
Yeah.
This is his life motto. In fairness, take it.
Yeah.
Go on. Hit me with another question, Jack. I'm turning to Hulk Hogan slowly but surely.
Yeah.
What I mean, brother? Let's do it.
In the world that's being built, who are some Volume 1 characters you think would fit in perfectly?
I do honestly think pretty much anyone from Volume 1, from Brent Gersh, Mike Lane, The Scarecrow, Mother, they'd all fit. Because you can make them grittier if you need to. You know?
A lot of them were already gritty. I mean, I think Mike Lane fits in wherever he goes.
He
as
does.
a character, because he's the type of character that's gritty enough anyway.
If he sits, he fits.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Mike Lane, isn't it? So, you know, I think Mike Lane should bring in an energy drink character. The blue Powerade man or something. Mr. Powerade, yeah.
Powerades.
Oh.
Alex back again. Is there a character in Volume 2 you didn't think had much potential, but has surprised you?
Yeah, once again, Alex asking questions about himself.
Yeah, because
just intuitive that way. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, as I said in the previous one, I think that Alex, when I first saw the character, I didn't think he'd be able to do it with that, and I think it's because I thought, it's not. I don't think the character was good enough.
No, because
But he's changed it. It seemed a bit of a weird character.
Because he writes comedy and dark and stuff like that. He can do that really well. But to do a rich guy, I even said to him, and he'll tell you himself when we had a chat on Discord and he told me the character, I said, nah.
It's a lot of people have tried the rich guy character before in the Fed, haven't they? It never really works.
Because ideas, you'd think, are relatively thin, but not for him. He just keeps coming up with
But
them.
I think it's one of the best characters he's ever played. I think he's surpassed most of what he's ever done.
Well, he's the world champion.
Exactly,
again,
that's
so,
what I mean.
And his last character did that with, ironically, was a comedy character. So,
Yeah.
you know.
I think he's kind of hit a peak now. He's writing better than he has done in the past, I think.
He's got...
At the top of his game, I'd say.
He's got up there now, hasn't he? He's doing a great job. So I think...
Anyway, enough of sucking Alex.
For him to be headlining
We're only joking, you're crap.
Which is a great thing to do.
We're joking. This is all an April Fool's joke. We think you're shit, really, Alex. Right, the judge.
I'm going to make him job to you. Don't worry about it.
The judge. How have you enjoyed the new format for promos during special events this season?
I think it's much a much needed requirement, isn't it? To switch it up, to focus on the storyline. It shows that you've been reading what's happened, and you can use storylines from months previous to influence your role play.
Personally, I don't like it as much, but I'm
That's because
trying
you just
to.
want to write a theme. You just want to write a theme, don't
No,
you?
I don't know. I just find it harder. That's all. It's more. It's. I don't know. I think I did it okay last time I had a storyline, but
What Trev's not telling you is it means he has to read his storylines and he'd rather just browse them.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Right. It appears you've been sent in some questions from somebody off the special bus here.
Oh, is he a window
Um,
licker?
Some of them are normal, some of them are abnormal.
Don't think anything about Scott's normal.
No. Mez, what has been your favourite OSW murder over the last 12 months? It's probably going to be when you kill off Mez in the next show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be him or the Ethan Rose one that's coming up.
Yeah.
I think the Ethan Rose murder that's coming up is going to be my favourite.
Well, don't Mez and Ethan Rose both get murdered by each other when they're bumming each other with their
Yeah, I think
penises?
that's what it is. They use a double-ended dildo and it doesn't work out so
it
well.
goes a bit too far, and then they're forever like ghosts, but with dildos up each other's bums.
And they're still not getting written for, so... so sorry, mate.
Okay,
Ask me the killer question. I know there's a killer question here that I really like.
if you had to have loaves of bread for feet or pineapples for hands, which would you choose and why? Now, if anyone picks pineapples for hands, you're mental.
It's definitely... I would rather have loaf of bread for feet because how could I wank with pineapples for hands? That'd be
You
pretty...
can do anything
pretty
with pineapples
prickly,
for
wouldn't it?
hands.
It wouldn't really work out, right?
Is it one pineapple for a hand or is it five? Because is that five
You talk
massive
about
pineapples?
pineapples for fingers and
Yeah,
for
is
the
it
palms,
is it
like-
one pineapple for the hand or is it like five pineapples?
But if
on
you
the
had
hand?
like a pineapple as like a hand and then
5 pineapples coming
you could
off
still
it.
wank with that,
Oh boy, you're quite
it'd be prickly. But you
sadomasochistic.
are these pineapples peeled
We need more questions.
like you know?
Because actually, if it's pineapple rings, you can stick your tiny knob through the rings.
Yeah,
So it
that'd be
works.
wonderful. Yeah, see, he's got you set up, mate. He knows exactly what you're
So
gonna do.
you can wank with
You
it.
can wank with
So
it.
we'll go for the pineapples after
No, I'm
all.
still going with the most bread for feet. Like you said, if you go for pineapples, you're a retard.
Right. What has been your proudest OSW and non-OSW achievement in the last 12 months? Probably wanking with a pineapple.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it will be now. I'm just glad that we're still going. Nearly 6 years in, I think it's been a lot of fun, hasn't it? So,
Yeah, I think as far as looking at it from the outside, I've been in other different feds just as a joke character mainly, but I've seen that they're complete absolute trash compared to this one. And I think sometimes it's hard to keep it. It's always hard to keep these feds going. So many feds are closed down. So many feds I've been in are absolute shit heaps.
Well, we have some trashy things like you and Mez. We
Yeah.
have some trashy things. So we're not
Matt.
we're not perfect. And Matt, yeah, Matt
Trashy
as well.
things.
Trashy things. We have a few. Is there a question about Matt in there that we should address?
Actually, yeah, it says next one coming up.
How did I know?
If you're a betting man, would you say that Matthew's left or right testicle hung lower? Now, I think we both agreed last time that Matt doesn't have testicles.
And if he did, they'd be in Lorna's purse, and she wouldn't let us go in there to find out.
Exactly.
But we do query, because Matt's a bit of a dickhead, we're thinking, I wonder if he's got them on his forehead, dangling over his eyes, and maybe, as a bit of a dickhead, we could find out.
Yeah, definitely.
But seeing as Scott's normally got his penis in his mouth, surely he'd know more than anyone else, so I don't really understand how that works.
Yeah. Right, this one's from Mez again, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Are you currently topless? Well, clearly not.
Unfortunately for you, I know he likes to see me topless. I think there's a bit of a fetish there for Scott with seeing me topless.
We've got a little treat for you guys in store.
Yes.
Because if you donate some money to the Fed to keep it running, me and Dean have got a special porn video that we've recorded, me and him having some pretty hot moments. So if you want to pay $50, send it over to Dean. We'll
I really
send you the
appreciate
actual...
the donation plug. The donation plug. Not so much the gay sex, but I do appreciate the donation plug.
We
But
recorded
they're
it.
not meant to know that we recorded it.
Were we supposed to sell that?
No, it's not. Oh man, I don't know.
Okay, fine.
Damn it.
No problem.
Alex is going to get so jealous when he finds out.
Yeah. Well, he's already got a freeway going.
Yeah, I
so
know, but he's just
Does he
not,
want a 5-way?
he's just not going to be happy. I don't think that girl could take all 5 of us, bless her.
Alex could though.
Yeah, Alex definitely could.
He's taken more.
3 and a
from
whole
the
for that
past.
bloke, innit?
Finally, and most importantly, when can we expect Ethan Rose to return to OSW?
When I kill him at Red Snow.
Yeah, and then we'll kill him again. He's like Kenny. We'll bring him back every season, then kill him.
So if you need to do prediction threads, get there quickly, put Ethan Rose down, you're on to a winner.
Yeah. So can we bring him back like Kenny, as I said, every season? We'll just kill Ethan Rose.
But that would involve bringing him back.
To kill him, though.
Yeah, but it's still bringing
In
him
all
back.
amusing ways, that'd be good.
Do you want to write it?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. He's coming
Okay,
back.
Seesaw. How long did it take you approximately to manifest your overall direction of this volume?
I knew from the start, roughly, where I wanted to go, because I had an idea set up before the volume really kicked off. Obviously, the players change because you don't know who's going to be...
The main...
Yeah, who's going to be the top guys that you want to involve in it. And, you know, there's still people in the main story that I think need to up their game a little to get to that next level, to be worthy of the story. And hopefully as we...
But sometimes
as
the
we move on,
storylines
change.
themselves can elevate the character to the next level, depending.
It can push the handler
Yeah.
to write in a different way and maybe write a bit better, and hopefully that will happen.
Yeah. Okay. If you could if you can manage to get one character back from not only previous OSW seasons but even from IWF, who would fit perfectly for the themes of this season?
Man, I miss Ray. You know,
Yeah.
Jay Jekyll. We used to... Thing is, I'm a little worried because we kept in contact via email and checked in on each other and whatnot. And I emailed him and he hasn't responded, and that was a while back now. And that's not like him, so I'm a little concerned.
Did you ever have him on Facebook? Or
No,
not?
he was never on Facebook.
Ah.
I mean, it's one of those things, but I would love to see him back someday. Hopefully, thing is, people look for you, don't they?
Yeah.
How many people that have found me? Oh, I've looked for you. It's been ages since I was in the IWF, or I was in this, and they find you again. And
I think some obvious characters who work would be Mike Lane, Scarecrow.
yeah,
I think they'd all fit in with the current themes and storylines.
a lot of them. Yeah, I mean, I think I do tend to miss handlers where they're like, do you remember Rick Plant?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I missed. He was a good writer. Although I read some of his stuff recently, and it doesn't read as well because we've sort of been treated to some of the stuff we see now. It doesn't.
But
read
it's
as well.
always like that because you read back some of your old roleplays in Feds, even your like, old ones in old Feds, and you think, oh, I wrote amazingly back then, and then when you read it back, it's like that was shite.
That was not good. Yeah, it's like
You're like, how did I win a title with that roleplay?
yeah.
And you're thinking, God,
Yeah,
so much
it's true.
has changed. But it's obviously as you get older.
I remember reading my Saviour stuff from that WWX I was in.
Yeah.
I thought I was amazing. Like I didn't even lose a match. I thought I was incredible. And my England stuff for SVO.
Yeah.
Go back and read and think, this is it. And then I go back and read and go, what a pile of shit.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So it happens quite a lot.
You still write shit now, in fact.
Like, I read back my roleplays every week and think, what a pile of shit. Even if it.
How do you think I feel?
Yeah. Right, Kenny Freeman. With some proper laughs coming to us from storylines featuring Junkrat and his interactions with Sigil, and most recently Monty Straight, do you think there's more room for comedic characters in Volume 2?
Yeah, I really do. I'd like to see him. You know, we discussed this on the last what we're going to call the lost tapes.
The Lost Tapes.
The lost tapes.
There's some good shit on there, guys. You really missed
man.
out. Do you remember that really amusing segment we did about Mike Lane? That was bloody brilliant, wasn't it? The one about Alex and the cucumber.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good segment.
And the cucumber. Oh, I remember the cucumber. Oh my god.
Oh god, we can't talk about it now. You have to be there. But
And
there's
we-
some lost tapes.
Yeah, we actually did a lot of like puppets and things, didn't we? To,
Oh yeah,
to show how it
we
all
did
went
like
down.
shadow
but
puppets.
It was
Shadow
freaking
puppet
awesome.
wrestling. Oh, it was brilliant.
Oh mate, we're just sorry you missed it.
And we talked about how you're going to make me world champion next week, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely, that's gonna happen.
But yeah, as far as comedic characters go, I think it's very difficult to write as a comedic character and
Yeah.
get wins. Because I think Junkrat's one of the only ones I've actually seen do it recently really well and beg to some level, but he's a bit more serious than Junkrat is.
Well,
in
we
some
talked
ways.
on the Lost Tapes about how the roleplay style could change to allow people to do what they want, and maybe change the judging rhetoric so that people can be this guy, that guy, do different styles, and still stand a chance. But it's like Mike Lane said,
And I
a
said
good
it to you as
theme
well when you
could
asked me
be,
about it. I think a
you know,
good
good
theme is
comedy.
always going to be a good comedy because it's very.
It depends, though, doesn't it, on the judge, and the judge would be me, and I do love comedy as much as I
You
love
do like
horror and
comedy,
stuff,
but
so-
comedic characters historically have never done well in OSW and IWF.
Mostly because trying to theme them doesn't work. I disagree with IWF. Neville Sheldon did well. Jake Jekyll was funny.
But Neville Sheldon did better when he got a bit more serious, didn't he?
Only, yeah, I suppose on the more serious weeks when he was the big matches.
Yeah, that's when it. See,
Yeah.
that's the problem. I think you can be comedic on a weekly matches if you don't really care about results.
Do you remember Rat Finkelstein?
Yeah,
Yeah, see, that was great.
yeah.
I
It's,
remember that.
it's always really hard to do comedic characters.
I like to see them though.
I like to see them, but it's
Maybe Junkrat can pave a new way for new comedy characters to come in.
I think there's a way of doing it, but I think it's so hard to do, and I think Junkrat's one of the only people. I'd say Beg's kind of comedic in some ways sometimes.
Takes a bit of skill, I think, but it's doable for the right people, I think.
Yeah, it's not even the right people. I think it's the right character as well.
Combination of both, the right person with the right writing skill. Right.
Because I can write really good comedic stuff, but it's hard to mishmash that with being
punctuation and grammar.
Yeah, and being a serious character. So, right. The next question's from the Butcher. Keep this coming, folks.
Yeah, well, if only I knew we could actually answer more than one question at a time.
Right, here's one from Lena the Painter again.
Lena the Painter.
Do you think the long break between Ring of Dreams and LTTS helped or hurt momentum for the kickoff?
Do you know you said LTTS the last time we did this?
Yeah, I pretty forgot.
Yeah, in a bit of confusion, said, "Oh, what does that mean?" And I told you then, you've still forgotten.
Yeah.
It was literally 10 fucking minutes ago.
I know.
I don't remember. You got a concussion.
Well, yeah, practically.
It's more like it's more like a mental disability than it is a concussion. But do you know what's ironic is that I've forgotten the question.
See, there you go.
But in my defence, I did have a concussion.
They
so,
make excuses for your poor performance.
Actually, I think the break was necessary, especially for me after the accident.
Yeah, I think I'm speaking to you during that time. I think you really needed that break, and I think you were not mentally in a place where you could write shows and stuff after that.
And you don't want to close it down because you know that when you are better, you're going to want it again. And obviously, suffering with a few different mental issues can make you not want to do it and not enjoy it. And there are weeks when I really don't enjoy it at the moment.
I mean, you suffered enough mental issues before the accident, let alone after.
Well, I've known him for about 20 years. Wouldn't you think that's suffering enough for anybody? It's like a life sentence. I mean, Christ, people on death row quicker, they die quicker than the amount of time I've known you.
Right. This question's from Obasi Bacon.
You did really well the first time you said it.
Obasi Bacamo.
On the last one.
What's the one thing you'd change in the launch of this new Volume 2?
I think I'd just get people to think about their characters a bit more. There's a couple of people that brought characters in, like Scrimshaw, Grayson's Blade rip-off guy. I've forgotten his name now. People brought characters in, maybe rushed to think of a character, didn't give it a bit more thought, and I could have worked with a few more people.
But it's always hard though, because as I said, we both agreed, we probably both would have said that Beg wouldn't have worked, but it has, so you never know.
No, it's true.
You could have convinced someone not to their character, and then
maybe I did.
Yeah, maybe you did. Maybe you didn't.
Maybe they ruined the day.
Because I didn't think Luke Storm would be very good either. I knew Mike Lane's really good, but I didn't think
he'd
be as
good
because
you look at Wild Card and you think maybe it's not gonna.
I thought it might have been a bit of too much of a jokey character with Luke Storm.
I did tell him when he brought the character to me. I said, you need to go for that emotional level that you had with Mike Lane when you won the title.
Yeah.
You know, the first time you won the title, that emotional level, make everything very emotional. He hasn't even used movie themes as much as you'd think he would.
But I think that's good because as we remember, he tried them with Mike Lane, and
with the rat race,
he ditched
like
them.
That, yeah.
He did really well.
That's it. I think the way he does a theme is by picking a more simple concept and expanding on it. Yeah. I don't think he needs like a movie. I think when it comes to Mike, he could pick a rubber band and make a great theme out of it.
Yeah.
And that's where his skill needs to be.
Yeah, I think he's done really well as Luke Storm. I said it's better than I thought, and not because Mike Lane's bad. I just thought the character wasn't a good fit for him. But
it's not what I said about you earlier, Mike.
No, I said you were shite earlier, but
yeah, he was
that was in the lost tapes.
He was slagging you off in the lost tapes. He was talking about how he's going to
take
your wife and all sorts, but it was crazy.
Everything like that.
He was really saying some horrible stuff.
It was very horrible.
It was horrible. He's got feelings somewhere.
Well,
the Powerade man.
That's his new character.
His new character, the Blue Powerade man.
The Blue Powerade.
Coming to a roster near you, probably mine, but still.
We make a stable with all different colours of Powerade. The Powerade Rangers.
The Poweraders.
The Powerade Rangers.
The Powerades? No. The Powerades.
The Powerades.
The Powerades.
With a question from Red Wing, aka Chris.
Have you noticed how every Chris you've ever known is a bit of a dickhead?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, we had that Chris as a kid, didn't we? Chris Hendry.
Yeah, and I knew a guy called Chris at school who was a complete prick.
The Chris that we grew up with, he was a bit of a granny lover, isn't he? So do you think this Chris might be the same? Do you think he might like old ladies?
Yeah, probably.
He lives at home with his mum and dad. Maybe he's
got
attachment issues, so, you know.
Are you sure it's his mum and not his missus?
Scott will be rolling in his grave. You'll love it. It would just adore this. And the reason why I say grave is because I'm hoping to put him in one, but
Yeah.
you never know.
Oh yeah, let's get to his question.
Oh, we actually have to do his question, do we?
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
Which granny should I fuck?
Not your mum, for the record.
What Volume 2 character changed the most from inception to execution? I.e. was Junkrat originally going to be as goofy as he is now? Or Beg being this type of stooge financier for the Butcher?
Do you think he conspired with Alex to get Alex more airtime on our
I
show?
know, can we just stop talking about Alex? He's not that great.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the Alex show.
Yeah, do you remember that David Manson was like an influencer and had a cult and that? Well, it's the cult of Alex, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. I think Junkrat was not supposed to be a comedy character when Zach, former Devon Chambers, handled him, brought him in. I think he had an element of silly to him, but I don't think he was supposed to be comedy. I think that's happened organically with Hayden portraying him that way. But probably a little bit more is what Alex again, is what Alex has done on the shows,
Yeah.
writing him so funny. So he's turned into a bit of a comedy character, which is a good thing. It's definitely happened more organically.
Okay, Darby Sorrow has what seems
Did
like...
we miss Sigil?
Oh yeah.
I've got your back, Dawson. Don't worry, bro.
Sorry, Sigil, I didn't see you there. Must have been your cloak. You were well hidden. What finishing move on the current roster is your favourite and why? The Poke of Doom? I think the
Definitely
Poke of Doom.
Tajiri's Poke of Doom, isn't it? Do you remember
Yeah.
the Paul Bearer Poke of Doom
Yeah.
from the old days? I think I said last time that I liked that finishes weren't, like a power bomb. We could have a power bomb this time, or we could have, an uppercut or something just a little more simple. Because, like I said, we don't see rock bottom, we don't see pedigrees anymore. Everyone wants to do a fancy flip where they, flip someone over and then do a reverse DDT of some kind.
Yeah, but it's because you want to have usually it's because you want to have your character to have a move that's like signature move for them. Really, you don't want to take everyone else's moves. You want to try and make something that's quite unique to that character, rather than taking a move that's been overdone a billion times.
Unless your name's Mike Lane, in which case it's going to be a code breaker and a super kick every fucking time.
Yeah.
Love you, Mike. Please don't leave me.
Why did you choose to do away with the tag titles? I think I know the reason for this.
There's just no fucking tag teams, man.
Yeah, no one applies as tag teams. I personally hate being in a tag team match. I don't like being in tag team matches. I think a lot of people might not like it. Because I think the problem is you've got to rely on someone else. If you lose the match and you've done a really good role play and you've lost because of that, it's really annoying, isn't it?
Coming to a show near you, Trevor, in tag team action.
I was in a tag team match last week.
I'm going to give you a tag team match a lot more as well. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, but I think that's the reason. I think there's not a lot of tag teams together, and it's just two characters don't really mesh together, just stuck together.
Every tag team that someone like Dawson can remember, I put together.
Yeah.
They never came together. So, you look at Knock Knock, me. You look at Pop with Alex Reese and Harrison, me. I put all these tag teams together. They never come to me and say, "Oh, we want to be a tag team," and that never happens. So I thought, what's the point in having a tag team titles?
Well, I think the only way you could do like a tag team title would be if you did some kind of jokey type one on the forum where people post 100-word role plays as some goofy tag team, and you have a tag team division like that.
Not the same impact.
No, it's not. It might be fun as a game or something.
The tag team titles I did have, when I had them before, what they did a really good job of doing, what I able to utilise them for, was building feuds.
Yeah.
So, Pop and the massive Hysteria Alex Reese storyline that was huge, come from the tag team titles. Knock Knock tag team titles. You can always start a feud there and build that bond and then destroy it, and you've got an instant story. Tag teams and tag team titles did help with that.
It's quite hard in Fed terms, because say if you're role playing, you don't want to be the reason why your partner lost. So if I post something shite and my partner posts something good, so I don't want to be the reason why they lost that week.
It's okay, you're always going to be the reason why they lost that week.
Exactly, that's why I don't like tag titles.
It's okay.
Right. Which current roster member do you think would have fared the best in IWF?
Anyone, really. I think they all would. There's no embargo on that. It's not a requirement involved.
Yeah.
If anything, I think every character would go over quite well.
Yeah. If you had a choice, what gimmick for a character would you like to see next in OSW?
I've got one coming, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I've got a character coming. I spoke to the handler yesterday or the day before, Designer Poser. Not going to say who it is or what or where or whatever, but I've got the character coming. I know who this is going to be. I can't wait because although the person's gonna probably take a while to get into it, I think it's gonna be amazing when it happens. I think it's gonna be that person's next big deal.
Is there ever been any kind of gimmicks that you see that isn't been in the OSW or IWF you wanted to see? Done
Probably,
well?
yeah, probably. But I feel like you forget them, don't you? Until
I think did you always want a pirate gimmick?
yeah, pirate would have been cool. I think Connor tried to be a pirate, and that didn't really work out.
That's the one that never seems to work out very well. Is it a lot of people
There's
try
not a lot
that?
of stories there, is there? That's the
But
problem.
you wouldn't think there are a lot of stories with someone like Beg, and he's managed to do it.
Yeah, but when
so
you think about money, you can always use money money's everything.
but surely there's more you can do with pirate than money, and if he's managed to do that with just money, then
What's wrong, money? You know what we should talk about? The donation, Fred.
oh yeah,
If you haven't donated, do a Mick Foley and donate now.
donate sperm as well if you want. He's up for it.
In his mouth, though, yeah.
Right. Darby Sorrow has posted 6 billion questions, so let's
Course
get
he
to
has.
them.
Cheers, Connor.
Do you have a plan for this volume? No, he's winging it.
Yeah, just fucking
He doesn't have a
winging it,
plan
man.
at all.
Just winging it, man. Just winging it. No, I've got a plan, and I think it's like I said, it's in the lost tapes.
He
that,
always has a plan.
It's gonna give us 2 years for this volume at least.
Do you think you'll ever close down OSW?
I spoke,
Obviously, eventually. He's probably not going to be running it when he's 95, is he?
you never know. No, I spoke to Mike about this recently, and I said to him, at the end of these 2 years, I think we're going to do 7 seasons. I'm planning for 7 seasons in 2 years, running from Red Snow to Ring of Dreams and continuing that way. I said to him, at the end of that, with Volume 2, I'm going to have a decision to make again.
Yeah.
Is it time to put OSW to bed and start something new?
I guess it's wait and see where we go from there.
And that's what you have to. It's literally a wait and see game. I'm never thinking I'm going to close it down. But when we've been open, what would be coming on 8 years then?
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of history. But then history is wonderful, and I always say I don't want to lose the history, but I can't. You know, some of the stuff that's happened, I have to think: is that IWF or is that OSW?
It's too hard to remember all the history half
Because
the
there's
time.
so fucking much that goes
Yeah.
down from week to week to month, and you're looking at 5 to 6 years worth of stuff now. And I'm thinking, okay, I forgot recently that Block Party was an OSW thing, not on when Rage invaded.
Well,
and
I
the
always
IWF thing, I forgot. It's like
Like, I always get people confused when I say, oh, there was this wrestler in OSW and it was IWF, or there was that wrestler in
it happened to me
IWF.
recently
Yeah.
with someone I can't talk about. They said, didn't the character like this happen before? And I said, no, that was IWF. They're like, no, I'm pretty sure it was OSW. It was OSW, but they just sort of blurred together.
Yeah, it's too hard to remember.
It can
Plus,
be.
as some roster members here don't even remember half the stuff that happened back then.
No, and I mean, there's quite a few people that weren't around.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They weren't even around.
You know.
Will Chain Reaction happen in 2020?
No, I did think about it, but we don't have the roster size for it. It's a 16-person match, and we only have about 20 on the roster,
Yeah.
so that leaves the card pretty threadbare. So I thought about it because I was going to make it a staple, and to be honest, I don't think it can happen. The Eliminator's coming in. It's not going to be a regular one, but that's going to be a good replacement.
Alright,
for
read
it.
your life story.
Jesus Christ!
It's Pandemonium, now known as
Punching me in
Lambs
the
to the
mouth.
Slaughter.
It isn't. Pandemonium is Pandemonium, but the match that happens at Pandemonium will now be known as Lambs to Slaughter. So the Pandemonium match that happens at Pandemonium will now be called Lambs to Slaughter.
But the pay-per-view's the same, yeah.
Pandemonium.
Will we see any of the old faces back? Anton, Dean Toff, Pat, Dave, Rhett, Zach, Kyle, etc. I guess if they apply, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all welcome. So it's not a case of they're banned. I mean, Dean Toff might be an iffy one.
But Ethan,
You know, Ethan.
Rose.
No, even Rose can suck a dick. But yeah, I think it all depends. I never say never because unless your name's Alex
You just
Ray,
did say never.
unless your name's Alex Ray, you know there's a chance that you can come back. If your name is Alex Ray, and you'll probably change it a few hundred times if he hasn't already,
Yeah, that
then
guy's
you know you
weird.
might come back. If you just stayed like the first fucking 4 times you were in the Fed, you prick, you might still be in
He's
it.
probably here right now in the Fed
I mean,
with someone
Why
else.
the fuck does he keep applying?
And then
Loads of
do
different
the same
characters.
thing.
Dude, just stay the first fucking time. You wouldn't have
Yeah.
to keep doing it. What a pleb.
Right, Banzan. Do you see any characters that you think they would be amazing if handled by another handler? I mean, yeah, there's going to be something there because someone like Mike Lane could pull off practically any character and be really good with them.
I think it
Depends on the person.
Do you know Cal dropped Papa Legba,
Yeah.
but there's people like you
Yeah.
I think that could do Papa
Well, I
Legba some
originally
justice.
I was really going to do that character.
Yeah, because that's right. So
I was
you
the one who
could
came
do
up with
some-
that character for him, wasn't I?
That's it. You did.
Because
So
I
you could,
pitched it for myself. I came up with the character idea and gave
and
all the
I
details.
basically
and you
stole
passed,
it and said, "Can I pass it on?"
Yeah, you passed it on to him because I said to him, "Oh, I'm not sure about it, but give it to him first if you want to do it, and
Yeah.
if not, I'll do it." And I was really
I-
going to do that instead of him.
I did sort of steal it and pass it on, but I did that recently to another person as well. Where I said, "I'm going to take your idea and pass it on."
Yeah.
The thing is, sometimes people come up with ideas and it might not necessarily be suited to them, or they might not want it. But there's someone
Because
else I know in the wings.
I was
that
up in the air, but I thought Cal could do really well as him, so that's why I
it
gave
didn't
it to
work,
him.
but you can always take that on back at some stage.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, when he stops being Aesop in about 3 weeks' time, he could probably have another go.
Yeah. Do you see any more factions being formed down the road as part of Volume 2? Do you have any ideas for factions that could work together?
I've got a couple. There's some. I'm setting up something at Red Snow for a group or alliance, if you like. That'd be quite cool. Characters that mesh really well.
It might be quite funny to have a big Junkrats faction, like rich poor type thing.
Yeah, I think
It could be like
Imperium is going to go for a while though. In fairness, I think Imperium will probably last a while.
Yeah.
But we need more on the roster because the more people on the roster, the more factions and things you can have. If you've got 20 people on a roster and let's say you got 4 people in one faction and 4 people in another, before you know it, half your roster
We're in a
can't
faction.
face each other.
Yeah.
Like Beg then can't face Goldern or Whitlock because he's in a group with them. And
Yeah, it's
sort
always
of
hard to roleplay when you're supposed to like.
Yeah, if they're in a group when they are friends, but we're getting away with it now because Whitlock is not on side with Beg.
Yeah.
You know, he's sort of forced, so you can get away with it. But if you have them like the best of friends, you can't really have them face off that often, or in stories. So you limit the potential of feuds
So
you
your
can
best
have.
friends, it's hard to write a roleplay against them. What do you do? Big them up and tell them how great they are.
Some of those role plays worked. I remember Tommy Hawk did one, Connor against Brent Cash. It was a role play where he spent. Basically, I can't remember what it was about, but I know that he essentially spent the whole role play giving Brent Cash a blowjob,
Yeah.
and he won.
But Brent Kirsch is probably the character you could do that with because he's got such history and he's an old.
He was a good guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, so he's the guy you could do that with, but I find it hard if your character, so you're bigging up's a bit of an arsehole.
Yeah.
Veritas.
Sammy.
If time constraints in real life weren't a factor, would you say you prefer the old school approach where you penned every segment, or would you favour the current creative team setup? Do you prefer having your own personal stamp on things, or do you have enjoyed others' interpretations of characters, etc.?
I prefer it now
Yeah, but
because
it's way too much work before.
it was, and it was exhausting and it was draining, and
Yeah.
I didn't have a job or a life, so I could do it. And now I've got a life and a family, and all that sort of stuff. It's something I couldn't do. And the thing is I can still put my stamp on it. You look at Red Snow, every single story bar 2, I've directed.
Yeah.
So I told Rob recently with the Seesaw story that I want it to be about the toy box. So I want you to do segments where he's building it and stuff like that. I told him what to do on that. And then you've got Mike Lane who did the Veritas thing. I told him Veritas is the patient. Keep it, and then he's not going to be booked. Keep it a surprise until like that. So I did that. So I'm still getting to direct everything I want to direct. So when I've got a plan, going back to last month, getting ready for this month, you've smiled, so you've seen something funny.
Yeah.
So I can still direct it without having to write it. So it works.
Oh, good question coming up.
Go on.
Right, this is one before it. Do you think every character has a shelf life before peaking? In recent years, we've had numerous significant on-screen deaths to write off big names, or do you feel that some characters can just go on?
I think they can. It depends on the writer and reinventing themselves. I was speaking with someone the other day. I forgot who it was now, but we were talking about how any character can be reinvented.
It was me you were talking to.
Was it you?
Yeah.
Oh,
It
God.
was me, yeah.
It was him, wasn't it? Right. Now, characters can be reinvented where you can take a character and you can
Yeah, it was me on the phone, you dopey twat.
see. My memory is awful since my concussion.
Unless you
So,
talked about it with someone else as well, I don't know.
It probably was you in fairness, but you can reinvent the wheel. You can change things and make.
Yeah,
things
as I
different.
said, in Road Wrestling, they changed their gimmick to be a completely different gimmick. You can use the same character and edge him towards something else.
Yeah, you
know,
can.
there's ways of changing a
I
character.
mean, you look at Axel the Shark, who became the Shark, who became Sharkman. That evolution happened so organically that you can believe every step of
But
that.
then you can believe that he then changed to a completely normal guy, that he gave up.
Yeah, but I think you look at like Bray Wyatt, for example. His isn't even that believable because he was this cult leader, and now suddenly he's a puppet master with a split personality, and you're like, hold on a minute, where's the gap in the middle that's turned? At least with someone like Sharkman, it was a natural progression. You could do that. It just depends on how good of a writer.
It's kind of a natural progression because Bray Wyatt was always quite crazy, so that's where
Yeah, but there's no link, is there, between. There's no link between this character now, this Hurt Hill sort of character, and the cult leader. That link is gone. The let him in thing, the mask. It's all very different than what it was. He's reinvented himself, but he hasn't done it with a link to his past. In EthHeads, I feel like
it is with a link to his past. The whole thing is.
Nah, not in the same way. As
all
the
puppets are based on stuff that happened to him in his past.
Yeah, so
and everything like that, and all the people he's going after, people that have done him in his past.
That's just the lazy storyline, right? When it comes to making him go after people like Daniel Bryan and stuff, it's because they haven't got anyone else for him to go for. Who else is on that roster?
I think eventually it's going to have to be Undertaker, and he wins, isn't it?
Well,
you think that'll be eventually.
But if you're saying that his story link is that something that happened to Bray Wyatt made him into this character, I can understand it. But what happened to Bray Wyatt?
It was when Randy Orton burnt his house down, and it broke up the Wyatt family.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, he lost he lost all his family. He lost the house. He lost everything that was Bray Wyatt.
But did he continue after that, or did he vanish from then on? He
vanished for a while. Yeah,
he would have to go after that story and not come back until now for that link to be.
No, he came back. I think he came back for a while as a tag team with someone. I think
Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is what I mean. It's not.
But Matt Hardy started doing his broken stuff on YouTube again. He started it up. It's brilliant.
I'll have to check it out. Well, maybe.
Right. Next question.
This is the smiley question, right?
Will we see a father-son handle a team between yourself and Wyatt, followed by a devastating breakup angle?
It won't be long before that kid's writing. I'm telling you, he's crazy smart. Probably write better than me one day. We'll see.
He probably writes better than you now. To be fair,
definitely writes better than you. I can tell you that much.
Luke Storm. At one point, you planned to have Volume 1 end at this event, with an additional season beyond what actually happened. Were there any story pieces that you ended up not using from the original idea?
No, because I was going to stretch it.
Yeah.
To make it happen at Red Snow, I was going to stretch it. And it's good I didn't, because Rob, who was Rain, vanished, literally vanished into fucking dust. So
that's everyone on EFED. So
well, not quite literally. I'm sure he actually turned into dust.
He might have done.
But figuratively,
he spontaneously combusted.
Figuratively, he turned into dust and he's gone. So that would ruin that. You know, so I'm glad that I pulled it much shorter in the end. Okay,
since you decided the length of Volume 2, are you planning on using the January to Ring of Dreams, then Summer to Red Snow season structure?
Yeah, it will. So Red Snow will end this season, and then Ring of Dreams will end next, and it will be that sort of 6 months block.
Right, Scrimshaw. Of all the characters and handlers of the current roster, which one has surprised you most with their development and quality as a whole?
Oh, Beg, I think, because I didn't expect him to be as good as he's been.
Yeah, we also danced that one earlier. If you could choose an old character to dredge themselves out of retirement, which one would you think would last the longest?
Oh, any of them.
Mike Lane, probably.
Yeah, any of them. I mean,
some of them wouldn't last as long. I think. It depends.
Mike Lane, Scarecrow, Mother.
Yeah, I think it's just more handlers that last long more the characters. I think it's just a handler.
Yeah, because you need someone like Mike Lane who puts a shift in on time.
Yeah, if you put Mike Lane with any character, he'll do it for a long time. Whereas someone like me, won't.
And even if he's not doing so well, he'll keep searching until. In fact, I've had to step in on a few occasions and say to Mike, I don't think Wildcard is working.
Yeah.
We need to stop, mate. Let's think about moving on. He's like, yeah, I haven't been having that much fun. I've been trying, but he'll keep going. He's got that perseverance where I keep going.
Are you a pancake man or a waffle man?
It's different in this country, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pancakes
and waffles are both completely different things.
Yeah, like waffle is potato. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what waffles are. I think I'm not sure what waffles are in America.
Yeah, in here
I think they're kind of sweet.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're sweet potato. I don't know, but they're different. So over here, it's two different things. You would never have waffles for breakfast over here.
I've seen them with breakfast with egg.
Really?
It's about from fried egg, but it's still not the same type.
But
it's weird to compare
sort of like
pancakes
hash brown
to waffles,
isn't it, really?
Because waffles are savoury over here and pancakes are kind of sweet. So it's like saying, what do you prefer, a
sweet
chocolate
or
bar or crisps? Yeah, it's right. Mark Goldham. Do you have any write-in ritual, habits, superstitions you like to stick to and write in your OSW stuff? For example, I like to RP at night, just can't get a vibe going during the day.
I like silence, but I rarely get it in my house, to be honest. So the thing I have to do is try and stay writing for when either Holly and Wyatt are out, or when Wyatt's in bed, because I can't, especially since my accent, I can't focus on these things at the same time. So there's loads of noise in the background, I can't focus on the writing.
Yeah.
You know, if he's running around screaming and she's playing the Xbox and I'm trying to write, it just can't happen. So and I can't listen to music and write anymore either,
No.
which I used to be able to do, and I can't really do that now because my mind can't focus on both things at the same time.
Yeah. If you give us one word to describe what waits us the next year of OSW, what would it be? Death, pain, and suffering.
Is that one word?
That's
Is
not
it?
one word, but
You can see why he's so good at role playing now, can you? He's got this down pat. One word to describe the next volume or the next volumes, plural or just singular.
Doesn't say. Just says the next year. Shocking. Is there any shocks?
I don't know. I think it's a long story. It's gonna take about 7 seasons, so you know.
Probably always. I'd say maybe surprises. There's always surprises.
There's always going to be surprises. There's always going to be new characters, and you know, I've got one big shock in mind off the top of my head that I already know. That I think everyone's gonna be really about, but the thing about this is I planned it, and I've got to wait now and see if the character is still there, because by all rights, the person who's handling this character, who I've got this big surprise and shock in store for, is someone who's gonna be there and will always be there and always has been. But if that person suddenly says I can't do the character anymore, then I've got to think on the fly about how I'm gonna bring that forward, change it, adapt it. So at the moment, I've got some great things in store, but we'll see what happens.
Did you think the lockdown event was a success? Did you enjoy it? Do you anticipate you run any more events like this in the next season?
These things are always great when you think of them. Like when I thought lockdown, I thought, brilliant idea.
It's a cool idea.
In practice, they're not as exciting as they are in the principal idea stage.
It's like, because when you're thinking of it, you're thinking it like a movie type thing. You know, you think it in your head in pictures and that. It's hard to put that into words sometimes.
It is, and you don't want to run storylines because you sort of, in this instance, I blocked myself because I put everyone in a cell and then I said, oh shit, I can't actually do any storylines because 90% of them are locked up.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, this show becomes an event with matches but no real storyline backing.
I think things like that can work, but as you say, it's hard to always think of every eventuality because, as you said, that we're all locked in cells. What can you do?
Yeah.
If they weren't all locked in cells, you might be able to do more. But
there's going to be loads. I'm telling you this now. Over the next 6 months, I'm going to have random nitros are going to be changed to special events in which are concept events, so different writing concepts. Because I really like the idea of changing it up. So say, okay, character development only. Okay, the theme is noir. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Wrestling noir. I like that, so we will be doing a lot of those.
It would be.
Sort of
I tell you, it would be fun. It probably wouldn't work, but it'd be fun if you did like a stand-up comedy type show. Everyone had to post a comedic role play.
Yeah, no.
That would be quite fun, but I don't know if it would work in terms of it.
Well, why not?
It could work.
As long as you don't look. There's no. It would be really shitty if I made someone defend a title and forced them to write a comedy role play. But in a standalone setting where it's just an exhibition match and there's nothing on the line, it's okay. Let's go for it. There's loads of different concepts. We've done reality bending concepts with I forgot what it's called, Control Delete. When we went to a different reality. So it's loads of different.
Actually, I might have an idea for that comedy thing. If I'll have a word with you after this goes off the air. I think I might have an idea for that. But yeah, that's pretty much all the questions. So
yeah, well, Red Snow is going to be live on Twitch on Sunday in the UK.
I'm not on the card, so you probably don't want to tune in, but you should try it anyway. You know.
In fact, I think that's a reason to tune in because he's not on the card. But it'll be great if people could join us and come to the stream, watch the show with Mike. Mike has he's done some great videos for this.
Not
really
sex
good stuff.
videos.
No, not sex videos, unfortunately. But if he did, they'd be private between me and him. You wouldn't get to see them.
Why?
You leave my mic alone.
Is it true that his penis is the size of a Powerade bottle?
Yes, and it's thick. It's why Casey walks with a limp.
Like it's a house.
Like this, but
like house ending.
That's why she's always hobbling. But yeah, so come along, watch the show. Thanks for all the questions. Hopefully this has been a nice surprise because I didn't tell anybody except for Mike, my boyfriend, that we were going to do this. So hopefully you enjoyed the show.
And I hope you all have a good Christmas, innit, Dean?
Yeah.
Come
See,
on,
wish you
all a good Christmas.
I wasn't going to wish you a good
Be
Christmas.
Be a nice guy.
I wasn't going to wish you a good Christmas.
Hope you have a great day on Jesus' birthday.
Yeah, or not. No, but have a nice Christmas. It just seems hollow now if I say it. Have a nice Christmas. It doesn't seem like I mean it, does it?
You know Jesus.
We wish you. No, we're not going to do that.
You know Jesus. When he went, when did they were they going to?
I don't know Jesus personally. I mean, he might mow my lawn or something.
When Mary and Joseph went to the inn, do you think they didn't get a room because it was busy because it was Christmas?
This is what I've got to put up with. 20 years of this shit. Can somebody save me
Answer
from
the
life
question
sentence?
though.
I don't know.
Was it busy because it was Christmas?
I don't think it ever happened. So.
Oh.
Right. Well, that's the end of the show. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you've enjoyed what's probably going to be about a 45-minute long AMA. And we will see you on Sunday with the handsome Mike Lane on commentary.
Yeah. See you later.
Cheers.